And those instructors who are using notes and handouts that are already beginning in digital format, just like this presentation, should be encouraged to deliver those to students in digital formats. Now, that's probably a little bit harder because we would have to have a complete institutional change over to digital resources, and that can be kind of expensive. But when you think about the amount that you're going to spend in textbooks over your college career could buy 5 laptops. And if you bought that the first year, and all your instructors knew that all of their students were going to have laptops, and they knew they were going to be portable and bring it into class, think about how much easier it would be to carry one laptop with every piece of homework that you ever did for your entire college career, all just contained right here. And everything you did was emailed to your professors, and everything they had to say about it was emailed back to you. You could do your entire college experience online and really not even hardly notice anything except a little bit less pain in your back. But that requires these instructors to get on board too. And the individual faculty and departments should begin to focus on internal practices that can be accomplished effectively in the digital realm. That means we need to start thinking about institutionally, as a business, what are we doing that's contributing to this massive wash of paper that we're generating every day here at Fullerton College? Are the inter-office correspondences, can we eliminate those? Can we do those on email? Can we hold teleconferences or video conferences where the data is digital or right in front of you? Can we do planners in a different way? Can we make them smaller? My USB drive, I mean, if I had it down to, say, 256 megs, I could distribute my USB drive almost cheaper than I could distribute a fully printed college catalog. A small USB drive, about 256 megs, costs about $4 or $5, especially if you buy 17,000 of them. And our college catalog will cost upwards of $8. So I can distribute a USB drive to every student on this campus for the same price that it costs for one semester of a catalog. So the bottom line is, we need to start looking at sound, cost-effective, efficient energy policy everywhere, in our own lives personally, and obviously in our institutional lives. Because Fullerton College isn't just a college, it's also a place where you're learning how to run your life. And if the campus administrators say, we want to teach our students, both inside the classroom and the general interaction during the day, about efficiency, then they can do that in a much greater way than anybody else can. You're already in here, you're already expecting to be learning, so why not learn how to be a little bit more efficient? We can do this with current practices. These systems are already in place, we're just not using them. We already have email systems. Everyone on campus has them. We already have digital learning systems. We have Blackboard, or we think we did Luna's Portal or whatever it is this year. So those systems are already in place. We're just not using them. Some teachers are still just requiring us to go into the classroom and hand them a piece of paper when we don't need to. So, if there are any questions about my policies or no? That's really all I had.
Oh.
Back here. That's kind of enough abrupt stuff. Yeah. Go ahead.
What was your name?
I'm Jonathan Mayer.
What?
Jonathan, I have a question for you.
Go ahead, Professor.
How many students do you think would be willing to not carry a textbook or not? In certain subjects, you certainly have limitations, like typing up math homework, typing up chemistry homework, things that are very heavily symbolic, and that can certainly probably be overcome in certain ways. But one of the things that people not outside of colleges has found that the world is not yet ready to give up the printed book. And ebooks and the new one that just came out are a good example of that. So I wonder where you think that's going, at least from the younger generation, if they really think that they're really willing to give up paper.
Sure. Who gets their news online? Who goes to cnn.com or foxnews.com? Yeah, just a few people. Does anybody actually get the paper and read it? About 2, 3, of course you. Unless you register for. I think students, especially the younger generation, not only are they ready to get rid of textbooks or books in general, I think they see them as a burden. My back hurts all the time because I have to carry on 50 stupid books, stupid printouts. I hate books. I just hate books. I'd rather carry my laptop besides it has a cool interface on it. But
you're a radical, remember?
I'm not a radical. I'm a skeptic. But I think students definitely are ready. It's actually teachers. I've had more experience with teachers being unwilling to give up textbooks than I have with students. Teachers, they don't want to give up any type of paper. They love the paper. I had a teacher last semester, and I asked her if I could turn in digital, and she said, "Oh no, I don't use email." And I was like, "Really? Because we are at a college, right? I mean, we're all going to have to use emails at some point in our business lives, but yet somehow some instructors just have never decided that email is going to work." Go ahead.
Sounds a lot like which seems, very efficient as far as the function goes, but that's just about the same as taking an online class that going to the classroom to take a course. It's, some people might, opt to go to class just for that specific reason.
Or you're suggesting that they go to class because they like to use paper?
Well, not paper, but, the medium you're talking about is used obviously in all online classes. But, it's just kind of, I just can't see it yet. Maybe a lot of people are ready for, a complete digital medium, but just, I guess it's hard to work around it. So.
I agree with you. It is hard to envision a completely digital classroom. But think about how much more you could accomplish in a digital classroom. If your teacher gave you her notes, her lecture notes, let's say we went to a classroom, she was going to lecture the whole time, everything's going to be standard, but instead of everybody having a textbook in front of them that they were highlighting, everybody had a computer. And before the class had started, you had gone online and downloaded that day's lecture notes. And she had already prepared this as part of her class, and all of her lecture notes were hot links. And the hot links were to different sites, or the hot links were to different pages in your notes. So let's say you're studying carbon emissions. So your instructor comes up with carbon emissions and they're talking about it. Well, you see a little blue line in the notes that she sent you. You click carbon emissions, and there's a whole backstory to carbon emissions that references pages in a digital textbook that you also have on your computer. Think about how much easier it would be to do your homework and how much more like how you actually work in real life that would be. When you need information outside of school, you go straight to Google. You go straight to Wikipedia. If I want to find out a term that I don't know, I go straight to Google and I type it in. That's how our generation is used to working. But yet in the classroom, we have to go back to physical mediums. So there's a disconnect between how we gather information in our regular life and how information that we're being evaluated on is delivered to us in the classroom. Yes?
What about the retention issues this might cause with the information you're receiving? I've tried taking notes on lectures on my laptop before, and it doesn't take anything. My hands go on autopilot, and I type everything out without even looking at it or reading what I'm writing. But when you have to actually put the pen to the paper and write down, you actually have to read and think more about what you're writing, which makes your brain try and process it more, and it sticks in there more. Whereas if you're just looking at something on a screen, it can be gone in 5 minutes.
So you're suggesting there's some muscle memory to your writing. Okay. That's a valid point. Personally, when I take notes, I really just take about a sentence of notes and I end up scribbling or drawing, moving pictures and then right in the corner. That's how I take notes. So everyone's different, but certainly if the institution was going to move to a completely digital solution, obviously they wanted to do some type of study about whether or not the learning outcomes are going to equal what they are with physical resources. And as far as I know, nobody's really done a study like that yet. However, I do know that the Berklee School of Music in Boston issues a laptop to every student that comes in. And a lot of their classes are symbolic, as you were suggesting earlier. And students seem to graduate from there and go on to great success. So maybe it's something we would have to get used to. Maybe it's something some people would never get used to. But I think it would definitely at least be more efficient. But you raise a very good point.